Good day, everyone. It's good to be back at the Makerspace SESI podcast in our SESI podcast series with our students from cohort 1 here at Sacramento City College. That's in a nutshell. We have Kevin from cohort number 1, Kevin Renteria. How you doing?
Good, and yourself?
Doing fine, man. It's glad to have you on board. Glad to finally get you in this room. I know we've been talking about it for a long time. Tell our audience how the struggle has been trying to get this show going.
Just to get the show going, well, I mean, we all had our internships to do for Makerspace. And then a lot of people had to use the office a lot. So it took us about a month just to get it up and going.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, no, but we're finally here. So your host, Luis Guerrero, DJ LG, as some of y'all may know. But more importantly, mentor, IA here for the SESI program at Sacramento City College. Kevin, right off the bat, man, where are you from? Where'd you grow up, right? And I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and, we really want the audience to understand, your background, and just kind of tell us a little bit about your situation in terms of your living experiences and how you, and kind of where you're at today. So start off, where you from?
All right, so to begin with, I was born in Colton, California, which is not too far from Los Angeles. It was in Southern California.
Colton?
Colton. Mm-hmm.
Where is that? I've never heard of that.
Like I just mentioned, it was around like an hour away from Los Angeles.
I know, an hour north, south, east, west. And I'm sure it ain't in the ocean, so it's definitely not west.
So it's actually east side.
East side.
Yeah, it's a small little place. I was born in Arrowhead Hospital. It was barely new. September 8, 1999. I didn't really grow up in around Fontana, Colton, where my family was from my dad's side. There were some issues with family, and my mom took me and my brother to Sacramento, Rancho Cordova to be more specific. And I've lived here for 14 years, and then I moved back down to Fontana, California to get the family back together. And now I came back to Sacramento to finish my college at Sac City.
Interesting. 14 years in Sac, left, came back. First generation student?
First generation student, that's correct.
All right, we'll get to that. And for those of you following our series, we have already interviewed Kevin's cousins, the twins. And it's Albino
and Salomon.
Which I believe Salomon was our first interviewee. Anyways, Kevin, again, glad you're here. Your family history in Mexico, like, where you're from, Mexico, little town, big town?
So we're actually from a little town, but my mom's side's actually from Pachuca, in Pachuca, Mexico. And my dad, if I remember correctly, he's from Jalisco, or a certain area around the southern part of Mexico.
Okay.
They both
Any migration stories?
Yeah,
okay.
Migration stories. So, to begin with, my dad, I think he didn't really hop the border. He was crossed by a coyote. And my mom's side, it's actually kind of funny because she attempted it twice, because the first time she made it, but all my cousins and everybody else, or uncles, I should say now, they didn't make it, and she didn't want to be alone over there in the United States, or over here, I should say. And so she went back with them, and she attempted again, and this time they all made it. So, yeah, I find it funny that she preferred family over being able to move forward for a bit.
Right. The sacrifice, man.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, sacrificing, leaving, coming over here, and then getting here, but nobody else made it. It takes big courage, definitely. But it looks like there's strong family values. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So, first generation student, you're here at Sacramento City College. You're part of the SESI program. You are also involved in the makerspace. But first and foremost, what's your major?
So my major is actually going for a dual degree. I'm going for aerospace engineering as well as mechanical engineering. I am planning on getting my associates at Sac City for my aerospace and my bachelor's at UC Davis once I transfer from Sac City.
Okay. So a bachelor's in aerospace or in mechanical?
I'm trying to go for both on the bachelor's for aerospace and mechanical.
Yeah.
So let's hope.
So you got big dreams, man. You want to work in on space.
Space or anything that flies, anything with jet propulsion or that has to do with aviation.
Dude, that's sick. It's awesome. So that's cool, man. So let's actually get into that right now. Is in terms of how you came across aerospace engineering or mechanical engineering, like how'd you come across that? Like what were some experiences that shaped your identity to be like, yeah, I want to do engineering?
Well, a lot of people would say, oh, at first someone wants to be an astronaut, a doctor, or a teacher. But for me, I've always, as a kid, wondered how something so heavy such as a plane flew. This came over my mind when I went to the air show that they host at the Matherfield airline, I think. No, not the airline. Their
Matherfield jet show.
No, their airfield. It's like
airport.
Yeah, the airport. My bad. There you go. So they host a air show every year, and as a kid, I always went to the air show with my family, usually my cousins, and usually I would be always amazed, even though they showed the same planes sometimes. But I always wondered, how can something so big and heavy fly or be able to be lifted up off the ground and maintain altitude? But
do you know the answer to that question?
Yes, I do. Now I do. After
share with the audience.
So, to begin with, the wings are in a way shaped so that heavier hot air is actually pushed under, which will later on lift the wings up, while the cool air goes over and it pushes the wing down. So it makes like a little angle for the plane to go tilted up. And usually with the rudder in the back, that steers it to go right or left, if I remember correctly. And to be able to lose altitude or gain altitude, there's another lift that they have attached to the wings so they can make the cool air bounce up higher, and the hot air that's pushed under to be released more faster. So that makes them descend more faster.
Yeah, no, you're on point. It's also a relationship with speed.
So
and air pressure.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it comes down to the air pressure. Right. That's what elevates that anything that's going at certain velocity, in a certain direction. So that's cool, man. So how'd you come across mechanical engineering?
Mechanical engineering. Well, after I started looking into how can something so heavy fly, I started saying, well, if someone had to build it, what comes to their mind? And eventually I started going to the library, and I started seeing how many people designed a plane, such as planes to go to high speeds, to go like Mach more than the speed of sound. And it came to my mind that sometimes, like, those jets usually get a lot of has to use a lot of fuel. So for me, the mechanical engineering actually came when I was in high school already. But to begin as a kid, it was the aerospace. But when I started thinking about mechanical is when I said I want to make a jet engine that is more fuel efficient. So, like, work with planes that can use certain sources that are hard to maintain better.
Did you know before coming into Sac City College that aerospace engineering is like your passion?
Yes, I did.
So now, what helped you?
What helped me was...
It seems like you have a lot of self-motivation and ambitions, right, to pursue your goals. You went to the library. You had a curiosity. You went to air shows, right? Yeah. That's all part of the experience. Outside of that, any teachers, any mentors, family members, anything that kind of assisted you or guided you to come to that conclusion?
Well, to come to Sac City, yes, my cousin, who has recently become my godfather, he actually told me how Sac City actually has a aerospace program that are helping a lot of students. And, well, he also helped me mold space flight because he's the reason why I went to air shows. He'll ask if I wanted to go with them. And, well, me always being fascinated by planes, of course I said yes. And so it was, not many family really manipulated me other than him, but I don't want to say he manipulated me. He actually showed me that there's more to just space flight. But to say that I was to help me motivate me, I would say that there were some teachers who were part of the Air Force, and they told me how the experience that they had as being in a plane, like flying the plane rather than being a passenger in a plane. So it kind of makes me feel, the sky is the limit. So, yeah.
So, why Sacramento City College?
So, to begin with, Sacramento City College it was a community college, and if I went straight to Davis, it was going to be hard on the pocket with a lot of money. And I was told about a lot of air companies who work with planes. They usually are impressed by Sacramento City's program for aerospace. And with that, it actually motivated me to come here. Also, my godfather as well came to this school, and he also told me about, as I mentioned before, the aerospace program. So that's what made me choose Sac City in general.
So you're here, SESI.
SESI.
Makerspace. You like it?
I really do. I'm not going to lie.
How has the SESI experience been for you?
So the SESI experience, honestly...
And you could talk about anything.
So...
Be real, brother. Be real.
I will. So to begin with, I didn't know that my cousins were going to come to this college. I thought that they were going to go to Sac State. But little did I know, once SESI contacted me from Southern California, they told me... if I wanted to join SESI, I said they're going to help me with books and help me with mentors, tutors, such as Luis. And I accepted, and ever since I've accepted, I have no regrets at all. To begin with, when I came to college, when I came to the college at first, I was a bit lost until I found where to go. And... So after a while, when I was lost, I had a train of thought saying, I'm alone. I have no one. I will be struggling for a bit and, it's going to be hard to maintain. And until I saw my cousins actually sitting down on the table at the SESI meeting that we had to begin with, or the symposium, I started feeling more easy, like more relaxed. And during the first semester, I felt like there was a new family, more of a connection with the other students. Since it was a cohort, it actually felt like it was college, but except it felt like it was high school. Like we were being prepared for college while being in college. So I actually felt more easy, for this semester, I feel like I could tackle pretty much most of the classes that were given to us. So SESI honestly has been a good experience so far.
What's the one thing, the most significant thing about SESI that sticks out to you?
Well, the significant thing I've already mentioned was family.
Family, yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a good family connection. I feel like I can talk to anyone. I feel like if I needed something, someone could help me out. And it's not just with students, it's also with the mentors. Like, they'll pretty much be like family to us as well. Instead of just being a fellow student or a colleague, they'll see us like, okay, he needs my help. I'm going to be a good, like a sister or brother, but in a way, it's still in a friendly connection.
Mm-hmm. So now that being in SESI and the makerspace, which we haven't even talked about the makerspace, but you did mention that it's awesome. Mm-hmm. How has SESI and the makerspace help you confirm, either identify a new STEM career or confirm that STEM is for you?
So SESI, it showed that it was for me because it showed me that there's more math and science and technology that I have to work with rather than English, and honestly, English is not my strong suit. Mm-hmm. While Makerspace actually made me use hands-on, which shows that what I can think, I can create as a future engineer. That shows that that anything's possible if you put your mind and effort to it. Mm-hmm. And with Makerspace, I feel more mobile, more. I can be myself, whoever I want to be,
Yeah, awesome. So, what do you do for fun? I have to ask that. You are a really interesting, highly motivated, optimistic individual. I want to know. I want you to tell our guests and our audience, what do you do for fun?
So, to begin with, other than just playing games, I haven't really been playing games since college.
What kind of games? Dating games?
Nah, not no dating games.
Oh, you said games. I was curious.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is like console games I'll play, but
okay, video games.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean sometimes board games, but other than that, what I actually enjoy the most is actually going fishing.
Oh, nice.
And I find it fun, as not many people would, but for me, it's something that a lot of people have to have patience to. It develops people to have more patience for things and feel more grateful for opportunities that are given to us, such as for me, when I go fishing, it takes a while just to get a fish to bite the bait. Mm-hmm. But when it bites, there's a rush of joy saying, I got one.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember fishing a long time ago.
Yeah.
Fun times. I caught more fish than anybody in our crew. That was cool. I caught like 5 catfish.
Oh, really?
Catfish are weird. But anyways, yeah, they look funny, man. They look like a cat. That's the funny part. Any final thoughts, man? So the guests, thank you for enjoying myself and Kevin's story and his motivation, his aspirations. But Kevin is going to leave us with final thoughts for folks who are listening, but also more importantly, future SESI students. What words do you have for them as well?
So for future SESI students, prepare yourself. Remember, you're going to be in college. You're not going to be in high school. Anything that you do now will be affecting your future, your career, to show you how much potential you have to further, like if you're trying to transfer to another college, it shows how much potential and energy you have for that, or motivation you have to keep moving forward with your major. And if you start lacking behind, they'll see you as not motivated, and it'll put you back a lot. And another thing I would say is that if you feel that college is not for you, don't. Everyone has their own opinions. Don't feel like just because your family says that they don't support your college, they don't. If other people say that you're not going to make it, don't believe them. If you feel like you have the ganas, if you feel like you have the determination to be able to finish college and move forward, I say prove them wrong. Prove them that you're capable of doing things that you're not, that they believe that you're not supposed to be capable of. Because everyone has a gift. Everyone has potential. And that for me, I actually proved my dad wrong, who really didn't really support my education. And, well, he finally apologized and actually believes that he actually encourages me to keep moving forward. And that's what I say to you. Keep pushing for what you believe for.
Thank you, Kevin. Strong words. That is it, y'all. Thank you, Kevin. We appreciate your story. We appreciate your struggle. We appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. Until next time. Right? Peace out.
All right. Thank you.
Peace.